With Easy Way Out, I had this sort of reference point of Tango, which is a beautiful Polish short film, and it's gorgeous animation, and it's a really, really engaging build-up of narrative. It has this kind of Eastern Bloc kind of vibe about it, very kind of Eastern European, and that was in the end the sort of look and feel that we kind of adhered to with the rest of the clip. I think with music video clips, you kind of either have to completely oppose what the song's about or kind of try and fit in with its rhythm and fit in with its kind of vibe a little bit. And in this case, we kind of decided to just adhere to what Wally had already created, and so we had these kind of characters that were literally stuck on loop. Wally's movement was a very important part of the clip to us because we wanted to replicate stop motion. So we ended up shooting him at a 25% speed, but we wanted to kind of treat him as if he was animated. And so with his movements, we'd kind of direct him to be kind of quite quick to his pose and then slow down and then speed up again when he's kind of moving. So it's kind of like easing in and easing out. It's a sort of animation term used to describe cushioning and to kind of exaggerate movement. And each rotation was a new day shooting with Wally. And then so after we'd shot him, would then go and animate all the stop motion elements for the weeks after. We'd never built a large scale set before, we just worked in miniature with stop motion, and we were way out of our depth. And we built a 5-bedroom house, basically a circular set. We've always had a very DIY approach at the studio, so I guess we chose to channel a lot of the budget we had into the art direction, and we made it look like a clip that was far beyond the budget provided, so that was always our intention. And by doing a lot of those jobs ourselves, we saved a lot of cash. Not a lot of time, but a lot of cash. It's only 2 minutes worth of work, but over 9 months, you tend to grow quite fond of it. So I'd say that would be my primary baby, I guess.
I like to watch things that surprise me. But at its core, I think what makes a good music video is something that adds to the song.
I really like Bombay Bicycle Club. I think they make some great tunes.
They had a new album that had just been released, and Darcy had the initiative to send them an email with with a few pieces of work that we'd done, and just said we'll
How about
it? We'll do anything to do a video for you guys. The initial concept originated from this dancer sending us his dance reel.
Yeah.
And we're this guy wants to work with us. He's got some crazy skills. Let's kind of almost build a concept to showcase him. In the morning that we're about to shoot, he sent me a text message saying that he had a meeting with his IT or something like that. It was what?
So then we were left in the lurch, obviously, and we kind of thought, okay, well, we'll take a couple of days off just to try and reconfigure here. And I went down to Melbourne Central. There was this kind of group of young African kids sitting at the front of Hungry Jack's. I kind of stopped in my tracks and I thought,
what if?
One in a million. What if? And I just went up and started talking to this group of about 15 African kids. And I just said, did any of you guys dance? They kind of got up and go, yeah, we dance. Like this, popping and locking all over the place, all 15 of them.
Had a really cool vibe about them.
Really great vibe. Before we knew it, we were shooting these guys and they're pulling backflips off walls and all sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah.
And it just fell into place so perfectly.
In the end, the guys that we found were 10 times better than the original guy, and they had a way better attitude. They were just yeah, let's have some fun. And we're telling them to do dance moves, joke around, whatever, and they were just rolling with it. They just.
It was complete improv.
It's so cool to work with people that are just up for it and just want to make the best product possible. Yep. And they definitely were.
Yeah. I like to see music videos that push the evolution of the form. I like to see sort of music video clips that are doing things differently and really kind of experimenting in strange ways and deviating away from what was done, say, in the 80s and 90s with a lot of performance-based stuff. And nowadays, I think they are becoming more of an artistic expression.
The brief for Clubfeet was pretty open because we'd already done a music video for them before. The original idea was a man going about his day in his house, and it was a frozen moment of him in the fridge, or at the fridge, and he was kind of going and collecting that. I was trying to communicate a visual trick for the audience to be a little bit of ahead of what's going on in the clip. So they kind of, it's dramatic irony, so they know what's going to happen before it's going to happen. And it might not necessarily eventuate in the way that they think it's going to. It was pretty heavily choreographed. We did a lot of pre-planning, and we did some tests. Each choreographed moment came at an exact point in the song, and I was just kind of sitting there on the back of a truck, yelling out exact moments as they came up time-wise on the clock, and these guys had to meet specific moments. In order to achieve lip sync in a slow motion clip, you have to play the song back on the set at twice the speed. It's pretty hard for the lead singer. He has to kind of sing at twice the speed he normally would, and when he has to kind of choreograph all these other movements at the same time, it can be quite difficult for him. So he didn't get it right all the time, and I had to go back in post-production and manually change his lips digitally and sort of line them back up again. It took about 3 months to do in post-production. I incorporated just a basic After Effects kind of technique into a cool concept. The concept stage is the most important. If you haven't got a good concept from the start, then it's naturally flawed.
Music videos are a perfect avenue to experiment with new ideas.
I personally like music videos that are concept heavy, because I think concept is king.
Yeah.
Just the story is king, and I like clips with good stories and good concepts, and ones that grow and continue to expand as they kind of continue on.